and appreciates the sacrifices and contributions they have made to preserve our freedoms and the way of life we hold dear. Whereas the Tribal Council of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma takes great pride in honoring David Lee Battles as Veteran of the Month, now therefore pursuant to the motion of Chief Gary Batten.
Also, we are honored to recognize from a district every month our Choctaw language speakers. This month, we're honored to honor a District 12 first language speaker, Miss Marsha Burgess. Is she present?
Yeah, come in. Ollie Toe. My name is Marsha Burgess. I am currently a resident of Colgate, Oklahoma, and my district is District 12. I was born and raised in Colgate over 60 years ago. I am the mother of 3 children. My son's name is Adam Cole, and I have 2 daughters, Maya Hensley and Mariah Hammonds. I also have 3 grandchildren, Miley, Maverick, and Parker. My family consists of 13 siblings, and I am the only one living. I also have several nieces and nephews. I am very active with the elderly activities such as chair volleyball and exercising. I also enjoy the weekly dinners at our community center in Colgate. I am very proud to be a Choctaw and want to thank my new councilwoman, Regina Mabry, for choosing me for this prestigious award. Yako Ki, Marsha Burgess. You have anything to say?
Yako Ki for Choctaw Nation. Thank you. Cindy can come too. Yeah. Come on, Cindy, y'all come up here.
Family members?
There we go. Patty's head.
We are, as council, we're truly honored to recognize the veteran of every month, also our first language speaker. Young ones over there, yeah, group, we don't think about it very often. We don't think about our freedom. We take it for, we get complacent about it. But if you think about it, deep down, we owe our freedom and the things we're allowed to do to the veterans that fought for our nation. If you think back to the Code Talkers, or Choctaw people used our language to help the Great World War I. And our language is sacred to all of us. And I certainly appreciate Ms. Burgess and Mr. Battles for what they've done and what they helped preserve. So Yoko Ki, oh man. Reports of committees. Okay, I'd like to invite the SEOs, our senior executive officers of the Choctaw Nation. For the audience, our SEOs, like I said, senior executive officers, they're the ones that head a lot of the programs and departments within the Choctaw Nation. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of employees underneath them that they direct to help this nation grow. And in my opinion, as you look around at the Choctaw Nation has today, we owe a lot to these senior executive officers. So with that, I'd like to ask at random one of the SEOs to
Mr. Speaker, if I could make a few comments before we have them come up.
Sister
I know.
T. Yeah.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker and members of the Tribal Council and our tribal members that are watching via YouTube and online. Today, we're certainly proud to present the this 2025 consolidated budget to the Tribal Council. This budget encompasses all major divisions of our government, including the judicial branch as well. And I know from previous discussions over the past few weeks, yourself and Tribal Council will be presenting on the legislative budget as well. But for those in attendance and those watching, I just want to emphasize today that this budget was not just presented today for the first time. The full tribal budget was submitted to the Tribal Council the first week of August, providing sufficient time for review and preparation of questions by our Tribal Council. On August 14th, Chief, the leadership team, being our SEOs here in attendance with us today, and our council members and I met for a strategic planning meeting and also reviewed the budget in detail and addressed any initial questions. Additionally, the council's finance committee held follow-up meetings with divisional leadership during the last week of August, just before Labor Day. And we also met this last Thursday for any follow-up questions. I wanted to make sure that we understand that this budget has really been reviewed by our tribal council and had given plenty of opportunity for them to ask questions and for us to clarify from our senior leadership. I share this timeline that to make sure everyone understands that this is a very thorough and thought out process. It's as well as transparent. This is one of the words I like to use is this is a very rigorous and collaborative process. Our teams spend multiple hours and days reviewing their budgets with their teams, preparing it to be able to present to tribal council. And I commend our budget owners and leadership team and the council also. I certainly want to give them a shout out for their due diligence within the budget process and the questions they asked to clarify because this budget is so huge. The information that you're going to hear will overwhelm you here in just in a moment. But in speaking of the information, it is a lot of financial information, and behind all of that information is our leadership team, the senior executive officers that are presenting today. And like I mentioned already, they spend countless hours with their teams preparing this budget to meet the strategies of the Choctaw Nation. And some of those strategies, if you listen each month, we speak about the strategic plan for each year and the progress. Some of those strategies are empowering our people, financial stewardship, protect and promote the Choctaw culture and sovereignty, improve the lives of our tribal members, and become the employer of choice. And speaking about that one, just in case you haven't heard or have not seen on the Daily Oklahoman online, and I printed an article here. The question is, the headline is, where is the best place to work in Oklahoma? Forbes names the top 10 employers. Who would you think is number one in our state? That is the great Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. We are number one employer in the state of Oklahoma. We are third in the country overall. And I say that because it's attributed to this leadership, our senior executive officers, as well as this tribal council. And I appreciate the ability to get to work with each and every one of them. Like I said earlier, Mr. Speaker and Council, this leadership team is to be commended on the job they do each and every day for our people. Before I introduce the first presenter, I would remind all of us what the great psalmist David said in Psalms chapter 33 and verse 11. Blessed is the nation whose God is Lord, and the people who he hath chosen for his own inheritance. And today we are a blessed nation because of the choices our ancestors made, allowing God to be Lord of our nation. Mr. Speaker and Council, I would like to introduce the first presenter, and that's Mr. David Burridge, presenting for the judicial branch.
Alito, thank you for the opportunity to come present today. And for the people in the audience and online. My name is David Burridge. I am a judge on the Constitutional Court for the Choctaw Nation. I know we have new council people here. I'm sure you've been through orientation and know every in and out of the Choctaw Nation, but just in case you've not made it that far, the Choctaw Nation has 3 levels of courts. We have a district court, we have an appeals court, and then we have our constitutional or Supreme Court. And that allows members of the Choctaw Nation to get justice in every possible way that would be available to anyone through the United States court system or the Oklahoma state court system. If you disagree with a ruling that's made at the district judge level, you can appeal it, and you can appeal it all the way up to the Constitutional Court, which consists of myself, who's a lawyer, and 2 lay judges. So that's what's pretty unique about our court system is the layers that we have and the opportunities that we give people to be heard. I'm presenting to you today, again, the budget for the Choctaw Nation. And many of you were on this council when we set out in 2016 to create this court. And I can remember being in the room and saying, you know, this is going to cost us $5, $6, $7 million. Is this what we want? But we knew at that time, you know, to have sovereignty, we had to have a court system. And what's been built by originally, you know, was Pam Young and I in the early days, and now has been continued on with Judge Pierce, who's our chief judge, who I believe is primarily responsible for the day-to-day operations system. We are, if you look at the executive summary in our budget, our EBITDA, the Choctaw Nation in and of itself pays for about $800,000 of our court system. The remainder of the funds comes from the VIA. And I think that's important because as we've processed, as we've gotten bigger, as McGirt came out, the toll that it took on the Choctaw Nation has increased, but also the BIA has helped us out dramatically in this process. Yes, sir.
Excuse me, Judge. I'd like to ask the audience back there, can you hear well enough? Okay,
You want me to move this up a little bit?
please, if you don't mind.
There you go.
There you go.
How about that?
Yeah,
Is it maybe just not loud? Am I okay?
it sounds good now.
Okay. All right. So what I was saying, we do have an increase in this year's budget. And as I explained to you in our last meeting, it has to do with a couple of different things. The way that we handle our fringe benefits has changed, and what we were budgeting and what we were actually using, try to put in what was actually being used versus the percentage that we were budgeting. We have a little bit of increase in some things that you would expect to see when your cases increase, but nothing too dramatic. We do have 2 projects going on right now, which is the renovation and expansion of our courthouse in Durant, and we have a courthouse being built in McAllister. The Judicial Department doesn't have any CapEx expenditure requests for 26. Maybe we feel like we've already requested enough, but nonetheless, that's the breakdown of our budget. And I just want to say thank you again to the council for one, you know, having the vision to put this in place and then just continuing to support us. We're doing a lot of really, really cool things inside our court system with the healing to wellness courts and the training that we're providing. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm proud of what we're doing, and I hope that you are too.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Leto, and good morning. Thank you for allowing me to be here. My name is Heidi Grant, and I am the SEO of Commerce. I'm a proud tribal member, and I have been with the Choctaw Nation for 28 years. The Division of Commerce encompasses the areas of gaming and hospitality, retail, agriculture, commercial leasing, print services, multifamily housing, and advanced technologies. And I'm very proud to be here on behalf of our amazing team that lead all of those divisions. The fiscal year of 26, the Division of Commerce is projected to generate $801 million in profits that will be utilized by the tribe to expand and deliver services to the nation's tribal members. This profit target will be used to achieve revenues totaling $2 billion and generate in general operating expenditures of $1.2 billion for the Choctaw Nation. The Commerce currently employs over 7,200 tribal members across the reservation. And in fiscal 26, we plan to add 34 FTEs to help accomplish this growth in revenue. 34 FTEs, and 12 of those will be full-time positions within our division. Key revenue drivers for this year will include our largest division, which is gaming and hospitality, which is the leading profit generator. Gaming and hospitality operates 23 gaming facilities across the reservation, ranging from the flagship property in Durant to casinos located within the travel plazas. In total, the divisions of gaming operate 13,000 slot machines, 182 poker and table games, nearly 2,000 hotel rooms, more than 60 restaurants and bars, 4 resort-style properties located in Durant, Grant, Pecola, and now Hochatown, 4 traditional-style casino properties in Broken Bow, Idabel, McAllister, and Stringtown, and the remaining 15 gaming locations are Casino 2 locations across our reservation. The continued strong performance of our casino operations will generate the $1.6 billion in revenue for our tribe. And we're very proud of our tribal leaders and operators across our reservation that lead to this extraordinary growth. Our retail operations, which are travel plazas and our country markets, are our next leading profit generator for the Division of Commerce. And they include 17 travel plaza locations, 1 mercantile, which is in Choctaw Landing in Hochatown, Oklahoma, 3 country markets located in food deserts within the reservation, and 1 gift shop in the Choctaw Nation Tribal Headquarters in Durant. Lastly, our small business division is our remaining profit driver for commerce, and this includes the following divisions. We made a small change this year within commerce and consolidated all of our other small business into 1 main focus with an executive officer overseeing those smaller divisions, and those include agriculture, commercial leasing, print services, and advanced technologies. The agriculture division will continue its expansion of our Choctaw branded beef initiative. And this team will work in conjunction with local partners to grow, process, and provide high quality products that will be served in our casinos, independent restaurants, and sold in our country markets. Choctaw beef will also be supplied to select local area schools in the reservation to help ensure quality nutritional options for Choctaw Nation tribal members and the general population in our partner schools. We were also awarded the LFPA grant, the Local Food Purchase Assistance Cooperative Agreement Program for FY26 and next year in FY25 and 26, where Choctaw produced over 180,000 pounds of beef and 80,000 pounds of our pecan from our farms to Choctaw tribal members. And we're very proud of that accomplishment, being able to provide those products to our tribal members. Our ag department also partnered with our summer feeding program and supplied over 150,000 beef sticks and 20,000 summer sausages were distributed this summer to tribal members. And this just shows our capacity and commitment to our value chain for our community health and food security programs, partnering with our other departments within the Choctaw Nation. So we're very proud of our partnership within our tribe and value chaining with our own divisions. Encompassing our agriculture department is our ranches with over 4,900 cattle across 8 ranches, 1 pecan orchard, our Choctaw Hunting Lodge, our hunting lease land, and our branded beef program. And there will be an emphasis on those programs and just improving and expanding those services this next fiscal year. Our next division within the small business program is our commercial leasing division. And we will continue operating 41 leases on 48 properties throughout the reservation. Our Haven multifamily apartment complex was an accomplishment that opened this year in the spring. And it has 216 multifamily units in Durant, offering 1 and 2 bedroom options. And we are proud to say that we are 80% pre-leased on that unit, showing that the resilience and effective leasing strategies that we have put into place are very, very opportunity driven in that market. Our second apartment complex is in Timberview and Broken Bow, and we are at 99% leased in that operation as well. So we're very proud of that opportunity that Commerce has embarked on with our multifamily apartment entities. Our print service division provides printing and promotional merchandising needs for both external customers and internal Choctaw Nation departments and businesses. We recently expanded that, which has enabled our print services to begin screen printing services and the capacity to provide a wider variety of print jobs in-house. We are focusing on continued partnerships with our internal departments, and we have seen significant cost savings brought in-house to the Choctaw Nation by partnering with our internal businesses within the nation. Our last division under our small business unit is our Emerging Aviation Technology Center, which opened in June of this year. This program has provided valuable partnerships with the FAA to provide research, data collection, and insight that is shaping the future of UAS regulations. The team that works with government agencies and private sector companies is testing terrestrial drones and related technologies inside our reservation. And we're so proud of the forward-thinking opportunities that that's bringing to our reservation. We are really forging industry and business relationships to attract business partners that would not have been possible without your support and opportunities that we're bringing to our tribe. We have one partnership that is in current operations with the Choctaw Nation, and that is our Three Rivers Meat Processing Plant, which opened in April of 2024. That facility opened, employs 24 team members, and will continue improving our food sovereignty initiatives within the reservation. And we are also doing a wonderful job doing value chain capturing, processing, and packaging our own Choctaw branded beef products within our businesses within the Commerce Division. I wanted to give a few shout outs and updates on our completed projects within some of our divisions. Within gaming and hospitality, we had an Oasis pool renovation that was approved and opened in Q3 of this year. We had table games expansions in both Durant and Choctaw Landing based on business demand. So those operations were expanded in those locations. We had a franchise expansion with Carvel ice cream in Durant this spring. Roots Tube, which is an expanded food and beverage operation that was opened in Hugo building in November of this year. And we had a central laundry expansion in Hugo of this year as well. Those were all under the gaming and hospitality division. Under the retail division, the department redesigned and launched a new guest loyalty program in the fall of this year. We expanded food service offerings, including EBT eligible products in the travel plazas. We implemented new general merchandising programs across all locations and expanded fuel offerings at Boswell Country Market this year. So we're very proud of that team and their diligence on their efforts in this division as well. Under small business, we have launched officially this month the Choctaw Cooperative Program, and we had our first participant signed this month, and there is more information coming on that, but we have had our first tribal member signed into the Agriculture Cooperative Program. So we're very proud of our agricultural team working in that initiative as well. And just another couple of shout outs. We have worked very continuously with our strategy partners and with our operational leaders and initiatives for the tribe this year, working on continuous improvement initiatives. We have 2 of those completed and 14 in progress right now. And what that is we are continually looking for ways to save money and initiate operational efficiencies with our departments, enhancing, standardizing, and streamlining businesses processes just to make our tribal associates and our divisions more efficient in how we can bring more quicker, better, faster operations into our operations. And we are very proud to say that we have completed 2 of those and have 14 more in the pipeline for this next year. And just to close up, I did want to say that we do have some awards that our travel plazas have won an Outstanding Independence Award this year. Choctaw Casinos has been awarded a Best Destination Resort. We have also received Best Native American Casino Award. And our focuses for this next year will be on continued operational improvements and initiative, enhanced focus on our retail divisions and small business divisions. And of course, we will continue growth of our strong gaming divisions moving forward into 26. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your involvement in our tribe and our tribal members. And I am very honored to be here presenting our budget for this next fiscal year. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yakuki.
Elito, and good morning. I am Teresa Jackson. I'm the Senior Executive Officer for Tribal Services. I am a Choctaw tribal member, and I have been employed with Choctaw Nation for 26 years. As far as tribal services, that includes 2 major divisions, one of which is health and the other is member services. And so I've broken those up into 2 different areas. And so I'll start with health since it's the larger budget. Our health system includes our 8 clinics, our hospital and clinic in Tallahassee, the Tallahassee Community Clinic, our recovery center in Chihuly, our senior nutrition programs, OEH, patient relations, EDH, 16 wellness centers, tribal transit, WIC, and our food-related programs, and our virtual clinic at Antlers. We have over 2,200 employees through the health system, and our operating budget is $383 million. As part of the tribe's strategic initiative to continue to strive on our operational efficiencies, our health system works hard in collecting our patients' insurance information or helping them sign up for third-party coverage. This additional revenue that we bill off of helps offset our operating dollars. And between the third-party dollars and the money we receive through Indian Health Service, the health system is totally self-sufficient. As we move forward each year, we always go back and we look at our data from patient visits to determine our growth in any given area. And that's how our new staffing and our services are based on this information. So for the next year, we're going in and we're adding staffing in the areas at Poto. We're going to be adding an occupational therapist. In McAllister, in addition to the staffing that we are adding because of the expansion of that clinic, we are adding another physical therapy assistant. In Tallahassee, we're adding an LPN for specialty clinic and a lab technician. In Broken Bow, we're adding staffing related to the expansion there. For our wellness centers, we're adding 2 specialists in McAllister and Idabel. We're adding a benefits coordinator in Stigler, and a position will be added to help with third-party collections to make sure they are maximized. Our construction projects that were completed in this past year and are open for services help support our tribe's initiative to support service delivery and to improve the quality of life for our tribal members. They include our expansion of the Broken Bow Clinic, which now includes radiology, pharmacy, and employee health. In November of this year, the clinic will open a community clinic and it will expand the hours and will be open on Saturday. We've opened the Antlers virtual clinic, and that is in a partnership with OSU. We've remodeled the dietary at Tallahassee, which will help us serve more healthier options. We have opened the Tallahassee Wellness Center, and we've expanded the wellness centers in Broken Bow and McAllister. Our big task that we've taken on this past year is the complete replacement of our electronic health record, which has touched not only every employee, but every patient that we see through the system. And that is called our Epic system is what we went with. And this now allows us to tie our health records into health systems across the United States that uses the Epic system. So we now have over 200 trading partners with top healthcare systems across the United States. This includes Mercy, MD Anderson, Mayo Clinic, St. Jude's, Shriners. We work with OU, Baptist, St. Francis, Integris, Baylor. We also work with Oklahoma Heart. We are also being able to work with the Creek Nation for their use with Epic for our tribal members that go across there. And soon the Chickasaw Nation will be on the Epic system. Since we did this conversion in April, we have been able to transfer records back and forth for our patients in a total of 36,000 records since April. Our projects that are still in progress or will be getting construction is the expansion at the McAllister Clinic. This includes doubling the size of family practice and pediatrics. We'll be providing CT services, same-day clinic, specialty care, and adding a second drive-through for the pharmacy window and employee health. This project will be open within the next few months. And upon completion of this area, we will be remodeling our existing clinic to include dental updates, physical and speech therapy updates, and will consolidate employee wind horse and behavioral health services, and we'll be moving those all into the clinic area. We have the remodel of the Tallahena Alco building to expand health services there, and we're expanding clinical service space in our diabetic wellness center. Upon completion of that, we are also adding 3 provider houses at Tallahena, which will assist in the recruitment and retention of our providers. And our Tallahena campus is also adding new staff quarters that will replace the old nursing training center, which was located at the old hospital that was built in 1938. As far as ongoing expenses, we added in inflationary costs to cover areas such as lab, radiology, and pharmacy, and for medical supplies, so we can continue to maintain the level of care that we currently provide. We're looking always at areas of continued improvement, and this next year we will continue to focus on dental and utilizing and making sure our scheduling is more efficient and our services in dental are taken care of. We will continue to focus on behavioral health and the services we provide there. In addition, we will start looking at ways to improve in the areas of registration, scheduling, and our Choctaw referred care. And some of the wins that we have had in this past year, as Heidi mentioned, the focus of our summer feeding program, that goes from May through August. And during that time frame, we provided over 651,000 meals to children during the summer. That averages about 5,300 meals a week across our reservation. Our wellness centers continue to exceed our industry standards and high scores based on our surveys with our clients. And this past March, we set a record of seeing 56,000 visits in March. In 2024, from all of our wellness centers, we had over 564,000 visits. And this year, we're expected to break that record by another 50,000 visits. Another area that we're very proud of in health is our family practice residency program. That is a nationally accredited program that we started in 2012. And since we've started that, all of the residents that have moved forward and taken their board exams that are required at the end of the residency program have had a 100% pass rate on their first attempt of taking those exams. We've graduated 34 residents so far, and we have hired 21 of those as full-time employees. Since we've hired those 21, 18 of those are still working for us, and they're at our hospital and our clinics, and that is a 90% retention rate that we have had from our startup of our residency program. The other area is our member services program, and those are the areas of education, our special services, outreach services, housing, and culture that employs over 1,700 employees and has an operating budget of $1.6 million. The goal for tribal services this year is to continue to follow the tribe's initiative, to continue to strive on our operational efficiencies and providing services to our tribal members in the most efficient manner. Every year we go through and we look at our numbers that we've had in these programs and with the services that we've provided, and we make sure that we continue to add those dollars into the budget to be able to cover those same services for the next year. This past year, we have provided over $32,000 awards to students and for our Student School and Activity Fund. We've assisted over 6,400 students with higher education dollars. We've provided 541 tribal members with vouchers for rehabs for their homes, 688 vouchers for storm shelters, and we've assisted over 11,700 tribal members with emergency services. Over 2,000 students attended our summer camps, and we've provided over 3,000 families with Thanksgiving and Christmas food voucher programs. Our tribal services, cultural services outreach program has provided over 1,700 visits to either schools or virtual classes or in-person classes through our cultural centers for various events. And our Posse program of the past year had over 3,700 students enrolled in the program. This year's budget for tribal services reflects enough dollars to continue to cover all of these expenses for the next year. Our construction projects that were completed in the past year and open for services for our tribal members supports our tribe's initiative to support tribal delivery service and improve the quality of life for our tribal members. This includes our Hugo Government and Housing Services Building, our Wilburton Community Center, our new Child Care Center in McAllister. We've built over 6,500 affordable rental houses, 60 independent elder and 85 LEAP homes, and we have 39 more that will be completed by the end of this month. We still have a lot of projects in progress, and that continues to go on, and those continue our Tallahena, our Tribal Member Services Building, which is will be the current community clinic, which when they move out, we'll put a Tribal Member Services building there. Our Choctaw Nation Supportive Housing for our homeless and domestic violence tribal members. Our Choctaw Nation Housing Rose Hill Development, and they continue to add in additional Choctaw Nation housing of 248 more units. We're going to expand our Child Care Center in Idabel and build 2 new community centers in Durant and Poto. We have the expansion at Jones Academy for the cafeteria and the activity center there. We're looking at now the Wheelock Museum and doing a rehab project there, and expansion of our Child Care Center in Stigler. And one of our strategic initiatives is to protect and to promote our Choctaw culture. We are adding 5 new staff to our language apprenticeship program to learn our Choctaw language and to keep that alive. And I've also signed a contract with Rosetta Stone, and over the next year, we'll be helping develop the content so individuals across the United States could sign up and learn our Choctaw language. And Chief has also developed a committee that is working on a Choctaw history book that could be used as a resource in all of our schools to teach about our Choctaw history. We continue to look at areas of improvement, and that will be in our housing program with our application process and our housing payment system. We're also looking at areas for cultural center, event planning, and in Indian child welfare with emergency kinship. Some of the wins that we've had for our Member Services Division is the Cultural Center received the 2025 Rosebud Award for the Outstanding Attraction in June. And this is presented by the Oklahoma Department of Tourism, and it's the highest award given in Oklahoma through our tourism industry. Our Posse program received the National Summer Learning Award, and that was back in November. We are looking at the Membership Reformation that will be launched this year. And in addition to that, this year we'll be launching our Champion program, which will focus on providing services to our at-risk students from ages 8 to 15. Thank you so much for this opportunity to present this year's budget. Do I have any questions?
Teresa, I'd like to thank y'all for I know the Epic was the undertaking this year, and it's gone over very well. I hear a lot of positive feedback from tribal members, especially when they have to get blood work done and it's on their phone, pretty quickly. So I know that was a big undertaking. Then also the food that they're bringing on to the centers on the fruits, vegetables and stuff in our communities, that's gone over very well. And we appreciate that. And we've got a lot of positive feedback from not only our tribal members, but the communities to, food's expensive and it's really helped out a lot of people in our community.
Thank you. Thank you.
Also, Teresa, the audience may not know, but the Posse program is a summer school, correct?
Kiss.
And the summer school is not offered not only to our Choctaw kids, but all kids
Correct.
in our school systems. And I think it was at 3,700 that service.
3,700.
And that is awesome. It really is for all our people and our communities. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you. And thank you for providing the dollars that we can do that.
Well, Halito, and good morning, council. So my name is Kelly McCon. I'm the Senior Executive Officer of Integrated Services. Integrated Services is designed and to centralize common internal functions, provide infrastructure expertise and assistance to enable our core businesses to function more efficiently. So underneath Integrated Services are our Human Resources Department, Information Technology, Facilities Management, Procurement, Construction, Land and Title. The total budget for Integrated Services is $203 million. Total headcount for the Integrated Services Division is 1,655. So what I'll do now is kind of go through each one of the departments underneath Integrated Services, and I will say that I'm not getting too far in the weeds. I did put a little more information on these presentations, mainly for the new council. You have maybe some reference to go to, and if you need to know who to call, that might help you out. First one I'm going to go over Human Resources. Of course, I think everybody knows what Human Resources does. They're responsible for managing the nation's overall human capital management. Our total budget for Human Resources, our request anyway, is $31.8 million. We have a total of 228 staff, falls under Human Resources. Some of the programs and activities fall underneath Human Resources is recruiting, learning development, organizational development, benefits, job for the day, employee relations, compensation, and unemployment. The next department I'll go over is information technology. Again, I think everyone knows what IT is and what they do. There's a lot more that I think that they do that people don't understand, and I'm not going to get down in the weeds on that. Our total IT budget is $142.4 million. I want to point out that that's overall. That's not all the general fund. I'm adding the commerce and health in that. So the general fund I'm asking for is $101.6 million. We currently have 667 head count, falling on information technology. I will point out some that like everybody's that uses for you. If you have questions with help desk, that's phones, laptops, computers. They're responsible for upkeep, all that. This technology you're seeing today, with the streaming and everything, that's our IT department is responsible for that. Some of the things that we're focusing on now that's new, of course, everybody talking about AI. That's a big thing in the world today. So we're trying to maintain a budget, and I want to commend our IT department because we're not giving any more money really, but we're taking on extra responsibility. So they've done a really good job of refocusing, repurposing positions and headcount, so we can make things like that happen, so we can kind of keep up with technology. Next department is facilities management. So the total budget for our facilities is $46.1 million, head count of 518 staff. Facilities management, it encompasses a wide range of responsibilities, including routine upkeep, repair, improvements, cleanliness of buildings, a lot of the central systems, groundkeeping, and also we have an energy department under that maintains all of our, tries to save money and manages and pays all the bills. Underneath that programs and activities is facilities maintenance, grounds, EVS, GIS, and utility authority. Of note, I want to point out that we have over 300 facilities that we maintain and over 2 million square foot of property that we mow and landscape. Next department, procurement. Budget request for procurement is $12.7 million. Total head count is 151 staff. Of course, the responsibility is we strategically source, purchase, and manage the acquisition of goods, services, and works that meets organizational's operational needs. Some of the departments that fall under procurement is, of course, the procurement and purchasing activities, supply chain activities, supplier qualification and activization, supplier relations, transactional quality control, and the fleet department. Of note, I would say for procurement, they've seen cost savings. In other words, the people who use our procurement departments, which we're really pushing, it's an initiative right now tribal wide to get everybody to follow procurement. That's a lot of that's for sovereignty and cost savings. Year to date, ones that we've tracked and went through procurement, we have saved $14.6 million, which is actually less than what our overall budget is. So it actually pays for itself. Next department is construction. Again, I think everyone knows what construction is, but they oversee all the construction projects to include roads throughout the entire tribe, the whole 10.5 counties. It includes planning, budgeting, managing projects, overseeing the on-site operations, ensuring safety and quality, coordinating workers and subcontractors, managing contracts and cost, obtaining permits, and communicating with stakeholders. Right now, we currently have 50 projects that we're tracking, 40 actually under construction, 10 in planning, for a total of $727.5 million. Programs and activities that fall under construction. We have a pre-construction department, construction, real estate development, tribal property management, construction inspection, construction, our self-perform team, and of course, our roads and bridges. Our last department that we have under integrated services, land title and natural resources, total budget of $1.3 million. Of that, 526 is actually general fund. That's what we're requesting from council. Federal funds, $740,000. This department is responsible for managing individual and tribal trust land and restricted properties. This includes leasing right-of-way easements, probates, answering quiet title suits, appraisals, fee to trust, record keeping, acquisitions, disposal, and general research. The programs that fall underneath the land title department is the real estate management, appraisals, land title and records, and our LAT team. Barring any questions, that's all I have.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll be followed by John Hobbs.
Alito, and thank you for allowing me to come before you to present our budget today. My name is John Hobbs. I'm the Senior Executive Officer for Communications. Underneath I apologize, been an employee here for 24 years and proud Choctaw member. Underneath the umbrella of the Communications Department is marketing, public relations, special events, brand and partnerships, and government relations. The budget we're asking for this year is a little over $31 million. That includes 3 new employees. And those employees will help support the language app initiative that we have going forward. That's a 3-year project, and those employees will be responsible for putting together all the audio and video that is needed for that app. Because we're a support service, we touch a lot of the different strategies that the Choctaw Nation is doing. They either have a component that's needing a PR piece or a marketing piece or a government relation piece. So we are a part of about 180 different strategies that the Choctaw Nation has. So it keeps the employees extremely busy. Some of the projects that I'd like to talk about that we've done this year that we're really proud of. One is the Together We're More. I'm sure you've seen that either on the billboards or advertisements. We do a lot on the social media as well. The campaign is focused on the tribal and tribal member success stories, showcasing real life examples of growth and prosperity. Each story is either about arts, culture, inspiration, or the competitiveness of the Tuska. To date, we have done 51 individual stories that have been told across a multitude of channels, reaching an audience of millions. This campaign support is supported by all the comms department and supports the CNO division vision and mission that brings our brand promise to life together. We've really tried to spend a lot of time this year really focusing on our tribal members, as you noticed from the calendars, from the Together More campaigns. And that's been a big initiative, and really proud of the team of what they've done and how they've been able to roll that out. One of the other initiatives that we've worked on this year that we're really proud of, as you know, the Choctaw Nation has secured the first tribal trust land ever in the state of Arkansas. The government relations team has passed legislation with the state of Arkansas to allow the tribal cross deputization agreements. Chief Batten signed that last week, and it's first of its kind. So we're super proud that we were able to do that. They're also working with the Sebastian County, and working with the other communities in those areas. So huge piece for the Choctaw Nation to be able to do that over in Arkansas. And we appreciate also the partnership we've got with Arkansas and with Fort Smith and everything that we've been able to do over in that area. And then also on the brand marketing side of it, the gaming and hospitality side has been working on the golf tournament. This is, I think, their third year to do this. They are able to award $10,000 scholarships to the Cheta Foundation, and that's an impact on our future with our youth. And it's one of the things that we've kind of asked them to do, to find a way to get more involved in the communities, get more involved with our tribal members, and find ways to benefit them as well. So super proud of them being able to do that. They asked us to keep it short and sweet. I had 20 minutes, but Assistant Chief told me absolutely not. So I'm going to keep it short there, because I know there's several more after me. Do you have any questions? I appreciate it. And I believe I will be followed by Martin, our CFO.
I told council I don't have prepared comments, so this will be even shorter and sweeter. Perhaps. I am Martin Tucker. I'm your Chief Financial Officer. Some of the other things that I do, I'm also the mayor of the largest city on the reservation. I know Councilman Dry gets a lot of grief for Durant, but I'm the mayor of Durant. Also serve on the Treasury's Tribal Advisory Committee. We advise the U.S. Treasurer on tax matters for all tribal nations, but I proudly represent ours in that role. I work alongside 315 financial professionals in support of all the tribal operations. About a third of those, 110 of those, work primarily in the Commerce Division. That's their job, to make sure that the revenue that's being generated there gets reported and delivered to and deposited within the funds of the nation. So that's a big role. So you can see that there's a little over 200 people that carry out all the other financial functions on behalf of the Choctaw Nation. Some of those include commerce. I spoke about health. Also, we do all the healthcare accounting. The general fund accounting, which has to do with accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll, big function, audit. We also do housing accounting. We do the federal awards and grants accounting, which is a huge amount of the revenue that the nation receives. We also do construction accounting. I think Kelly spoke about that being one of his functions. We also have a treasury, cash, and investment team. And that treasury, cash, and investment team manages about half the assets of the Choctaw Nation, that being investments and cash. We have a travel and corporate cards team, a very small team, but an important function. We also have a budget team that supports this process. And all those teams, very proud of. They all do a very good job. The budget that we've presented on behalf of the finance team is about $80,000 more than last year's, which is less than 0.25% of an increase. Of that increase, we've $2.5 million will go towards salary and fringe. So you can see where we've cut savings out of other things that we do to only ask for $80,000 over last year's budget. So very proud of that. We're hiring 3 additional personnel this year, plan to support the grants and federal awards function, but we're not asking for new headcount. We're repurposing existing headcount that have been approved in prior years. So we're not increasing the total number of staff, but we are hiring some new folks to support things that are more important. In addition, we're going to bring into the investment activity, we're going to bring the Choctaw Global portfolio. That's going to allow them to focus on things that have been more profitable for them in the past, that being 8A contracting and other activities. We're moving one of their personnel in to support that. Otherwise, our biggest increases come from our audit function. We employ a top 10 global accounting firm to do the nation's audit each year. It's relatively expensive, and we plan on their costs going up just because of the complexity of our activities that they have to audit and report on. Plus, things are just going up. I want to cover just a few things that the team has done that we're very happy about and very proud of. We've increased about 2% year over year electronic payments using the ACH platform versus paper checks, which is an efficiency that's saving us money. And also it gets payments done faster. We've implemented an invoice data recognition process, which is taking out the manual keying of invoices as they're received, and also reduces time spent on correcting errors done by manual mistakes. We played a big role in the Epic implementation. I know that Teresa spoke about, but a lot of that runs on our rails. A lot of that's financial transactions. So that's created a lot of visibility, a lot of valuable data that we're able to share, and it helps us to plan future activities as well. Internally, we've launched a SharePoint website on federal awards that not only shows the reports of expenditures of awards that we've received, but we have another SharePoint that shows notices of opportunities to apply for grants and awards for the teams that want to do that or need to do that. And finally, we're working very hard on our EPM implementation that has to do with Oracle. That's the platform that we run the Choctaw Nation on. We're in the midst of that. We've implemented a couple of those successfully. We've got 4 or 5 more to go. All of those things are going to create more efficiency and better visibility, better transparency in the financial activities of the Choctaw Nation, which is our goal ultimately. I don't have anything else. I promise to be short. I'm subject to your questions. Any questions you have that I might try to answer for you today?
Thank you. Go ahead.
Martin, I do have one. I know we've heard this, but as CFO, could you just let everybody know who's listening the total assets that the Choctaw Nation has right now?
The nation has assets approaching $8 billion. This budget, this is a $3 billion revenue budget with about $2.5 billion in expenditure. So our net, we're approaching a $500 million in net revenue. This is a large operation. This is a large functioning company, if you will, tribal nation. So $8 billion is a significant number of assets. Again, about half of that is in cash and investments. And so I have a very, very small team that's very good at what they do that's managing that on behalf of the nation. We've had really positive outcomes over the last several years. All the other assets are the programs or the properties or the things that we own. That makes up the assets of the Choctaw Nation. Again, 3rd largest nation in existence, tribal nation, and a relatively strong financial one as well.
Martin, can you also let the audience know, like, I mean, the financial status of the tribes very well, it's very strong. I know we meet on this monthly, and not only that, but just the accountability piece, and for chief and all this council, you know, for the future of the Choctaw Nation, to make sure that, you know, we're setting aside enough money and assets and stuff to continue services for, you know, well past when we're gone.
And this is, as you know, this is one of the chief's goals, and one of our requirements is we are setting aside for future generations. We're setting aside funds that we invest in the event that something happens that these other sources of revenue are diminished or disappear, we will still have assets that we can use to provide the services and continue the operation of this government, hopefully into perpetuity. That's the goal that we're fighting toward. We're about 70% of the way there. Again, we've had really good outcomes over the last several years. We are optimistic at this point that we're going to be able to achieve the chief's goal, which I think he set for in about 5 more years. We need to be there. But as the tribe grows, we want to continue to grow that capacity as well so that we're prepared for those contingencies in the future. We hope they don't happen, but if they do, it's incumbent on us to be prepared for that, and we're working hard to make that happen.
Mr. Speaker, I just want to say, last month, we had an auditor come in from a outside company and to inform us that, we had a great report for our tribe. And again, I just want to thank you and your staff. And again, like you said, it's a small staff and all those, the staff throughout all of our departments that, we want to thank y'all for the excellent job y'all do. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. No other questions. I'll be followed by Brian Danker in legal.
Alito. Good morning, and just want to say again, it's always an honor to appear before you here in the People's House, and we appreciate it. Appreciate all the time that we get to spend, not only with you today, but all the time that we've spent as we've worked up these budgets over the past several months. But I just want to start off. So I am SEO over legal and compliance. My name is Brian Danker, and I've been here at the nation about 7 years. I want to start off, just go through legal and compliance. Basically, this division was created in 2016 as a measure to provide protection for tribal members, associates, assets, and sovereignty. I think one of the most critical things that we do in this department is sovereignty. As many of you know, our sovereignty is challenged on a daily basis, in large part by our governor. But we face challenges every day, and this department is the department that really helps us defend that sovereignty, helps us look for new ways to expand our sovereignty. And so as I go through kind of what our different departments are, a lot of those are departments that, again, their sovereignty is the exercise of self-governance. It's the ability to govern yourselves. And that's what we do here at the Choctaw Nation in many aspects. And a lot of that exercise of sovereignty is based on legislation that this body has passed. And so it allows us to regulate ourselves where perhaps if we didn't have that legislation, we would be subject to federal government regulation or oversight. So just appreciate, all the actions that council has taken in the past, again, to exercise our sovereignty and allow the nation to really do things, manage ourselves as opposed to keep the federal government in here. But basically, we are coming here and looking for a budget request of $73 million. And part of that budget, we will recoup through $12 million in revenue. And that comes from our Choctaw Maya insurance business. And that's where we self-insure. And again, that's another way that we exercise our sovereignty. And Martin was just talking about the $8 billion in assets. And we have about $4 billion of that is the buildings and the structures and the equipment and the different things that we have around the reservation. And we insure all of those assets and protect the nation so that if there were to be some catastrophic event or some injury, then those assets are insured through this department. So within our legal and compliance, I have three primary divisions. I have risk management, legal operations, and then we also have the gaming commission. Our risk management division, we start off with occupational safety and health. And a lot of people are familiar with OSHA. That's the federal regulations that most are governed by. We are governed by CNOSH, and that's the Choctaw Nation Occupational Safety and Health Code. And again, that's another example of one of those regulations that this council passed so that we are able to govern ourselves. This department ensures that our workers are have safe environments to work in, ensure that they go home at the end of the day, and we have received an award for the 3rd year in a row for our worker safety. And again, that's a tribute to really all these programs and things that we have in place to make sure at the end of the day, all of our associates go home. We have public health and food safety. And that department, as you know, a good example is Labor Day. We had all of the vendors that were there on Labor Day. That's the department that goes out and checks food safety to make sure all the food that we're serving to our associates, all the food that we're serving to our tribal members and to the public at all of our locations across the reservation is safe. And so that requires a pretty large department that is out there constantly checking on those things. We have workers' compensation. Workers' compensation, again, you know, a lot of people think of the state system. Again, we have our own codes that were passed by this council and govern our workers' compensation. And that is how we compensate anyone who's injured on the job. And so again, that's another function that we have. And when we have almost over 13,000 associates, of course, that's a pretty big job. We've already talked a little bit about our property and casualty insurance. And again, you know, that's another exercise where we basically take assets and we save the nation. I think this year it's over $3 million that we'll save in insurance premiums because we are self-insured. And if we were not self-insured, we would be paying that out to others. Our insurance premiums are significantly lower because of activities by our insurance department where they go out and we try to identify ways that we can save money. We try to identify ways where we're having losses, and then we work with the various departments to minimize those losses. And that's, you know, we see that time and time again where we can pinpoint, really identify issues that may end up costing the nation money and drill down and prevent those losses. So that's a department that does an incredible job for us. We have our compliance and ethics department, and they go out and basically, again, they ensure that we're doing everything the right way, ensure that we're not violating any laws, not laws of the Choctaw Nation, no federal laws, that we're doing everything in compliance with our policies. You know, and again, that ties in with our audits. Our audit department does the same thing. They go out and ensure compliance with our policies. They make sure that the assets of the nation are being protected. They make sure that, you know, that those policies that are set forth as far as how our procedures should be done, that those are being followed. And so that's kind of what that department does. And that results in savings, you know, over the course of every year. We identify things that weren't being followed that should be. So we have our Environmental Protection Services Department, and that is an area, as you know, that we've been growing. We've been expanding basically our sovereignty in our environmental, in our water management, water safety. And that's an area you may recall last year, we increased the size of that department in our budget last year. We're up to now 15 associates in our water department. And that department goes out and they work with our various communities. So they do things like our ARPA projects. I think we still have 15 ongoing ARPA projects to do improve the water conditions in our communities across the reservation. So we do help with clean water initiatives. We help with wastewater treatment at various communities. We go out and we help the communities write grants and get other funds. We do matching funds to help these communities. And again, those are things that benefit our tribal members, benefit everyone within those communities, and benefit our communities. And as you know, in order for our communities to be able to grow, they have to have infrastructure, they have to have clean water, they have to have wastewater. And so that's necessary not only for our tribal members, but any time we want to add housing, add businesses, and these different things, they have to have those resources. And this department goes out and works in those communities. They attend those water board meetings. We help them set up the water boards the way they should be. We help them analyze their water rates. We help them figure out why their treatment facility plants aren't working well. We are a lot of times the liaison and go to those meetings with the community, with the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality, with the Environmental Protection Agency. And we work as kind of a liaison to try to make sure that we identify what the problems are and we get them corrected going forward. So, you know, it's a substantial investment by the Choctaw Nation, but that is something that is necessary, again, for us to be able to grow and to make sure that our people are safe out across the reservation. Another area that many of you are familiar with, this is a relatively new department, but our Wildlife Management Department, they've done a phenomenal job, I think, over the last couple of years since their formation. And as many of you know, Governor Stitt did not sign our wildlife compacts with the tribes a few years ago. And so we went out there and we started our own wildlife conservation department. We do our own hunting and fishing regulations. We do our own, hunting and our own hunting seasons. We have our own check-in procedures. We develop an app to do all those things. And so all of these are things that, again, this department provides a great service out across the reservation. One of the things that we have that was an accomplishment this past year was implementation of a hunting and fishing agreement with the other tribes that have reservations here in Oklahoma. And again, trying to expand those opportunities for tribal members.
Brian, real quick, explain to the tribal members, because sometimes we do get those questions. What do they need to do to hunt and fish? And it's their tribal membership. You might explain that.
Sure. So if you're a tribal member and you have your tribal membership card. That's really all that you need to hunt and fish here within the reservation. You do not need to go get a state hunting and fishing license. And so we have a process where you go out, you do your hunting, your fishing, and you do have to get, if you're going to want to hunt bear, you do have to go online and get a bear permit. But really outside of that, our bag limits are essentially the same as the state. And all the tribes have done that really to simplify administration across the state for our hunters. And so, you know, under the codes, you can't kill, say, 6 deer in the Choctaw Reservation and then go kill 6 more somewhere else in the state. But, you know, we have a process set up, and then you go on online and check in those game. But we have, again, the Wildlife Department can answer any questions that you have. The only place where you might need something additional is if you go to, say, state-owned property where they have an access fee, say a $20 access fee or something, a permit you have to purchase. Since that is private property owned by the state or regulated by the state, you would have to purchase there. But basically anywhere else that you're going to hunt within the reservation, what you need to have is just permission of the landowner. So that's how that process works.
And that tribal membership as well, with the agreements we have with other tribes, like if they go within the Chickasaw Nation, they need to have their tribal
Correct.
membership, right? Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And so if someone say does go hunt in the Chickasaw Nation or the Cherokee Nation, then we have basically kind of a reciprocity agreement there. So you're allowed to go hunt there. You just have to follow their regulations. So just familiarize yourself with those regulations, just like if any of those tribal members come into our reservation, they need to be familiar with what our regulations and laws are. And then they would go through their, you know, their check-in process.
Just trying to keep Speaker out of trouble.
We're always watching him.
I never had a hunting license. Mr. Danker,
Yes, sir.
that pertains to fishing also, correct?
That is correct. That pertains to fishing also. And I would say that, and I know all of you are aware of this, but we have had some instances where some tribal members who have been, say, hunting on another reservation have had an issue. And we would say just always ask them to reach out to me and let me know that. And then we'll try to assist them in that. We've had some situations where they've been approached out in the field by, say, a state agency and have said, hey, you've got to have a hunting and fishing license. We'll write you a citation or you can buy one right here in the field. I know there's been cases where someone has just, you know, under the pressure has bought one in the field. Would say that if you do hear that happening, as that happen, please reach out to myself, you know, let me know. And they can always reach out to I know you council members and let you know the issue that they're having, and you can relay that to me, and we'll help address that with them. That is part of this defense of our sovereignty. That is part of what we do every day, and that's part of what we do in our legal department. And that is, I'm getting ready to talk a little bit about that, but that's part of why we have some of the litigation going that we have against certain district attorneys in the state. So you know, that is always something we want to know about. So if tribal members have any of those type issues, please let us know.
Mr. Danker,
Yes, sir.
on another note, try to explain for the audience the compact or agreement we have with Oils, Oklahoma Indian Legal Service.
Sure. So, and I was going to get into our legal operations. So as part of our legal operations, we have an agreement with Oils. That's the Oklahoma Indian Legal Services. So that group has been around, it seems like forever, but they are really experts in a lot of issues that tribal members face. And so we do contract with them. That was something that, again, council approved, and we actually expanded those services. It's probably been about 4 years ago, and actually expanded what they can do for us and expanded the income limits so that they can help us more. But some of the services that they provide that are really helpful, they do will clinics. They help with administrations of probates, which I think is one of the most critical things that we have. That they do for us. And a lot of times, and they see this a lot, but a lot of times when you have basically allotted lands, there's a certain process that allotted lands have to go through to be handed down from one family member to another. And a lot of attorneys that do not specialize in that will screw those up. And so what they see is they go into, say they go in to help a tribal member today, and they've had to go back. I've heard as many as 5 previous deaths in the family to clean up those and get those probates done properly, carry it forward, get the title to the property transferred properly on the one today. So that's just something that's a very valuable service. And we do encourage tribal members, if you have any legal questions, reach out to us, because we do have Oils that provide services. And then we also have our public defender's office that also answers legal questions where they can, especially if we have a tribal member that may have a question on an old criminal case or something like that, they'll try to help them out and get them where, the answers that they need. And in addition to that, we have Samantha Gwynn, another attorney who she helps tribal members. Basically, she doesn't go to court with them, but she provides a service where she'll help you fill out your paperwork that you need to go to court. And she's also developed many forms. So if anyone goes out to our court website and says they need a guardianship or divorce or small claims action or whatever, we have a lot of those forms that are available on our court website. So they don't necessarily have to go hire an attorney. They can download those forms. They can call Sam. She can help them complete those forms, and then they would go pay their filing fee, file that, and present that to the court. So a lot of those types of things, we've tried to make it easier on tribal members, and a lot of that they can do online also. They can download those and then file those online with our court system. So that's kind of, as far as the legal services for tribal members, a lot of things that we try to do.
Thank you, Mr. Danker.
Some of the other things is going, that side is on mostly on our government legal side. And so our legal team is broken up into commerce legal, government legal, and then our tribal member legal assistance program. We have in the past year, one of the things that was approved in our budget last year was hiring a sovereignty attorney. And we have filled that position. She's doing an incredible job for us and helps on all the things like our water issues, the ongoing litigation that we have with the state, with the district attorneys, and our gaming compact litigation. So again, very, very critical operations there. Our commerce attorneys, that department supports our commerce operations. And of course, as they grow, we are adding, asking for one additional staff this year. So for our commerce division, and that's to help business development and help our ever-growing commerce. We are asking for 2 new tribal prosecutors. And so our tribal prosecution office was set up. Fortunately, we started that process before McGirt, which was Sizemore was the Choctaw Nation case that established our reservation. But when I arrived, we had 1 contract prosecutor. We since set up a prosecutor's office, and they handled over 4,000 cases this past year. And so, that's a growing, seems to grow every year. And so as a part of that, we're asking to add prosecutors in that department because their caseload is so heavy. And in conjunction with that, we have the public defender's office that defends those going through our court system. So we're also adding another attorney for them in this budget, again, to handle the ever-growing need for representation for tribal members going through our court system. Then the next department that we have is the Gaming Commission. And that's, of course, everyone knows, if you're going to offer gaming, you have to have a gaming commission. That's how it works. And so our gaming commission is made up of our overall administration, which oversees really, inspection of the games, the regulations that have to be followed, all those types of things. And then we have surveillance and surveillance technology that's also included in that budget. And again, to operate gaming and so that Heidi can do all the things that they do, you have to have this division set up to do all of that. And we've managed to maintain the head count, even though we have added, more operations. So I feel that they've done a really good job for us. On our head count, like I said, we're going to add a couple of tribal prosecutors, public defender, and then the 1 staff attorney for commerce. And we're also adding a staff attorney that, as you know, you recently passed the new membership code, and we're moving that membership function and taking a lot of things that the federal government used to do. We're going to do that in-house now. And part of that process is going to be a lot more legal work. And so we'll be adding an attorney to help the member services department on those issues. Wanted to just briefly tell you a couple of the successes. A lot of people are aware of some of the ongoing water issues in Southeast Oklahoma, in particular FERC actions. And, our water department was instrumental in assisting in getting that hydroelectric project terminated. As you may recall, that project here in Southeast Oklahoma was going to propose to take land from landowners here in Southeast Oklahoma, build multiple reservoirs, and then basically use the water and then ship all of that electricity to Texas. So that was something that we were able to get stopped. And that's something that, again, is protection of our sovereignty, protection of our resources that we do on a regular basis. And I did want to highlight one more aspect, the Ani Center. And as you know, the Ani Center falls under a prosecutor's office. That, again, was started a few years ago. That center has now seen well over 200 children that were neglected or abused. The Ani Center in the past year has served over 166 clients. 125 of those were Native Americans from federally recognized tribes. 101 of those children were Choctaw children. And so that Ani Center, I know many of you have been through that facility, but that facility is where all of law enforcement, it doesn't matter whether it's tribal, state, municipalities, the feds, they all take the children that may have been neglected or sexually abused there. And that's where they do the forensic interviews. That's where we do the test, the SANE assessments with the nurses to see if they've been sexually assaulted. That's where they interview them in these rooms. And we have the video and the surveillance equipment and gets the testimony that's basically used to get these convictions. And I know I have forwarded you guys some of the recent announcements from the Eastern District where they've had convictions of child sex cases and where they've broken some child sex rings, and interviews from our Ani Center have been critical in getting those convictions. So that is, a major part of what our prosecutor's office does as well. And I appreciate the funding for that. And with that, I have much more that I could say. And as you know, I always can talk forever, but I'll shut up and I'll answer any questions.
Thank you.
Yakoki.
Halito, I'm Tammy Gwynn, and I'm a Choctaw born and raised in Warburton, Oklahoma, Latimer County, District 6, and now I'm a proud member in District 9. I'm honored to serve our tribe for the last 35 years. 25 years was spent in gaming along with my colleague Heidi Grant, and the last 10 years I've been working in strategic development. Our mission is to grow our Choctaw Nation, and that includes growing our tribal businesses, our direct investments, and of course, our economies within our tribal reservation. And we do this by also supporting the tribe with reporting and analytics, driving data-driven decisions, as well as achieving the vision of the tribe through implementing our strategic plan. The Strategic Development Division supports the tribal mission and vision with the following departments, and I'll try to make them a little bit more brief. The Office of Strategy and Continuous Improvement is celebrating their 5 years by completing our first 5-year strategic plan. We now are going to be launching in 2026 through 2030 our new strategic plan, which includes our pillars of culture and sovereignty, which is protecting and promoting our Choctaw culture and sovereignty. Best in class, which is delivering excellence through quality services and innovation. Empowering our people through improving their quality of life by promoting self-sufficiency and financial stewardship, which is strengthening financial growth and economic sustainability. Our second department, Business and Tribal Development, supports all of our divisions of the tribe with development of business cases that includes forecasted financial models and outcomes to give our tribal leadership and our tribal council comprehensive information to approve funding of growth or operating capital. These funds are used for growth of our new or expansion of our current operating businesses or our tribal health or government and tribal programs. Over $120 million in tribally and ARPA funded capital projects and initiatives were approved in FY24 by our leadership. And these were for more than just projects. They included expansion of tribal and health services as well. We also approved $135 million for projects and initiatives that will be completed in FY25. The team is also currently reviewing projects for viability for the next 3 years. We don't look just for today, but we always forecast for the future, and it could exceed over $1 billion in investments. Reporting and analytics. Our department provides reporting and analytics to drive data-driven decisions across all of our divisions of the tribe. It includes dashboard development and the reporting of KPIs and operating metrics. This department facilitates these KPI reviews
evaluates the viability of new or expanded services through demand studies, conducts outcome reviews, and also participates in short and long-term forecasting and planning. Labor analytics is one of their functions, and we drove $8 million in operational efficiencies working with our commerce and our health partners by helping them develop staffing to demand models. RNA's leadership also chairs our COVID committee. It's a cross-functional department that reviews and recommends for approval and also is monitoring from the allocation of our $1.7 billion in COVID relief funding. The team is responsible for coordinating all of our reporting across these departments to our tribal nation and federal agencies. I'm happy to say that we have received no audit findings working with our finance team through our CARES and ARPA funding deployment over the last 5 years. Economic development, our ED team works with our communities on external business and industry, recruitment, attraction, and retention that increases jobs in our reservation. Our Community Development Fund and our Choctaw Community Partnership Fund also work with our communities on quality of life and infrastructure projects, including water, roads, parks, just to name a few. We assisted some of the business retention and recruitment that we assisted with is the recent location of Amazon in McAllister, which will create 50 new jobs in that region. The department has completed 82 business retention and expansion visits, and they visited 3 headquarters of our major employers that are in the reservation. Some of the FY25 retail announcements, I won't hit all, but they are across the reservation. That includes AutoZones and Antlers, True Value Hardware and Stigler, Dunkin' Donuts in Savannah. These are just to name a few. We also helped recruit Jersey Mike's, and they will be announcing, I believe, Academy Sports coming in McAllister. Our economic development team is the first Native American tribe to be recognized as an accredited economic development organization from IEDC, which is the International Economic Development Council. That was done this year, and it's our 7th year to receive a gold award from this distinguished organization. This year, we hosted our community partners, and 36 of them received coordinator business retention expansion certifications that helps our communities across the reservation grow. Our Choctaw Development Fund, we approved 84 small business 5K startup businesses across the communities and 7 Choctaw Development Fund grants working with our communities. Our tourism spend, which is also Choctaw country, as you might know, operates under economic development. We saw $2.1 billion in 2024, an increase of 6.6% when compared to 2023. Our travel generated employment was up 2.8%, and it supported over 14,000 jobs. Our tourism department prints, along with our Marcom department, our Choctaw Pathfinder magazine, and we attend 42 travel shows across the country promoting our tourism assets, which include all of our parks and including our other attractions, including the cultural center, our gaming resort properties. The department this year received the Destination Management Accreditation Program Award, and we also hosted 30 of our community partners for them to receive tourism sustainability certifications from George Washington University. Our shining star in our economic development department is our 10-year anniversary of our small business program. Our entrepreneurs across the reservation this year grew from 1,867 businesses to 2,073. It's just remarkable. We had 11% growth. We support 1,453 tribal members that are also just have an idea right now. They're trying to figure out how they're going to start that new small business. Our new growth for this next year is we received State Small Business Credit Initiative, SSBCI funding, which is being rolled out through our reservation to provide small business loans to our entrepreneurs and also to attract industry. It will be one of our focuses in FY26. In closing, I'd like to say our division budget request is $35.9 million. We are seeing a slight increase. We're going to be adding 4 new associates. That will include 2 in our small business program, where we will launch our McAllister Co-working Center in the new McAllister Library. We have co-working centers currently in Durant and Idabel, and this is going to expand on our vision on increasing those opportunities. We're also increasing business development, where we do due diligence and we vet developing business cases, capacity of 3 new headcount. Additional expense drivers above that will include expansions to our guest experience platform and software, and 1 retail marketing analyst that will assist us on growing our commerce marketing analytics team. In closing, I want to say Yakoki Tribal Council for all of your support for strategic development. We're a relatively new division. We are a small division. With this increase in headcount, we'll be at 150. It's an honor to serve our tribal people, and I look forward to serving in FY26. Is there any questions?
Yes, Tammy, I would like to say, besides her being from the best district, the heart of the nation, as you heard her, that she is the person that all of us, all on council and you out there, you may want to bring a business to your area or a country market or coffee shop or Starbucks or something. Well, her team is the team that, you know, she vets that. She looks at it, analyzes it, and does everything she can to try to grow our reservation across whatever district they're in. So she's very important. Yab, y'all look at her, and if you need some help or something, she's the one to go to, and we appreciate everything you do.
Yakoki, Yakoki.
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, that is our last presenter, but just real quick, I do want to make a note. As I was listening to our presenters this morning, I was just adding up their years of service. And I don't know if you realize this or not, or any of us do, but that's 150 years of experience and service to our Choctaw people and our great Choctaw Nation. And I think they deserve a great big round of applause for what they do.
Thank you, Assistant Chief, and thank you, SEOs, on behalf of the council for the work that you do. Very awesome. It's totally awesome. Assistant Chief and the audience and SEOs, in the name of transparency, we as council wish to present our budget, and our financial committee chairman, Councilman Anthony Dillard, he'll present the council's budget for you.
Yes, forgive me, I'm gonna go ahead and just stay seated right here at my seat to present. So, just a little bit of conversation about it before I read over it real quick. We budgeted for growth this year. I know our tribe has grown considerably over the past many years. The executive branch for sure, for certain, and as Judge Burridge mentioned about the judicial branch growing. You know, it was here prior to McGirt, but it has considerably grown since then. You know, and our legislative department needs to grow as well. Our responsibilities and the assets that we're in charge of overseeing, you know, we got a lot of responsibility, and we got to start preparing for it. So quick overview, FY26 Tribal Council budget, which consists of a 23% increase from last year's budgeted amount. This rise is attributed to 2 primary factors. The first, the increased cost for office and operating expenses associated with officing outside of our district community centers. The second one, an increase in full-time equivalent headcount due to the legislative branch staff additions, which is part of that growth. The new positions that we budgeted for include 1 administrative assistant for each of the 12 districts, a legal advisor, a financial analyst / accountant, all things financial, and a social media specialist. These investments aim to enhance our operational effectiveness and service delivery for the council and the broader community. Our total ask for this year's budget is $5.4 million. So that concludes the tribal council budget
Thank you.
presentation.
Thank you, Councilman Diller. For me, I like to put kind of things in perspective just a little bit. As the audience listened and the young ones listened, they've heard the word billions or the word millions, hunting, fishing. With that, I believe Native Americans have the inherent right to hunt and fish, and most have heard the term, as long as the grass grows and the rivers flow, that natives would have that inherent right to do that. And I commend our legal department for bringing that out again, which Native Americans do, in my opinion, have that inherent right. Also, you heard the term, the word number one employer. You heard the long list of businesses that we have. You heard our legal department. You heard the judge speak of the judicial department. And you heard each department ask for millions of dollars for their budget. I go back to 1923 when Native Americans and Choctaws were not even considered citizens of the United States, but yet our Choctaw men went and fought in the World War, not being United States citizens. And Chief Batten mentioned the other day that prior to 1983, it was offered to the leaders back then a check for every Choctaw member to receive that check, and the Choctaw Nation wouldn't be anymore. We would have been, as a tribe, been extinct. But the leaders back then opted, no, we are a tribe, we are a nation. So I believe it was not 42 years ago, I believe it was 1983, when our Constitution was rewritten. And it's been said that from Councilman Dosh that's gone on, that he was one of the, and Perry Thompson, was one of the original council members to start this new growth of the Choctaw Nation. It was said that they had to go borrow money to pay the employees, the 30 some odd employees that operated the Choctaw Nation back then. But yet today you hear billions, millions, legal, hundreds of businesses. You've heard that. Me personally, I owe that to the good decisions, the heart of the people that work for the Choctaw Nation, work for the people, because the people are the Choctaw Nation. You heard the word sovereignty. Sovereignty means we as the tribe have the right to govern ourselves. Leaders such as these, and these to my left and right, they have reestablished the word sovereignty. We are here to govern ourselves, and we will continue to govern ourselves as a tribe, as the third largest tribe in the world. So with that, I sincerely would like to thank you, SEOs, for the job well done. Okay. Any other reports? Okay, moving on down. Item number 8, election of speaker.
I'll make a motion to nominate Thomas Wilson as speaker.
Second.
Any other nominations for speaker? Make a motion nomination cease due to the lack of second nomination. All right, election of Speaker Pro Tem. There a motion for?
I make a motion to elect James Dry. Oh, I'm sorry. Can I rescind that?
Rescind. Rescind it.
I mean, can I take that back?
Take it back.
I got ahead of myself. I'm sorry.
There a motion for Speaker Pro Tem.
I'll make a motion to Tony Ward, Speaker Pro Tem.
I second that.
Speaker Pro Tem, is there a secondary motion? Make the motion nomination cease for a second. Secondary nomination for Speaker Pro Tem. Are there a nomination for Secretary?
I nominate James Dry for secretary.
I second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any other nomination for Secretary? I make the motion that nominations for Secretary cease. We hear a nomination for Chaplain.
Jennifer Woods, I nominate
Seconded.
Jennifer.
Any other nomination for Secretary? No other nomination?
For Chaplain.
For Chaplain, sorry. Make the motion nomination cease. Operational appointment of parliamentarian. My opinion, we've had a pretty good one for the last 7 years, 8 years. Mr. Jay Renly. Renly Dennis. Recording secretary.
Could I interrupt you real quick? Sure. Just to make sure our parliamentarian's awake. Do we need to go ahead and vote on all the offices?
They were appointed by acclamation.
Okay, so we'll be fine?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, great. Excuse me, carry on.
Thank you.
So are you saying we need to vote on the parliamentarian?
Not now, so he passed the test.
We will.
Do we have any?
Were there any other nominees for a parliamentarian? Just kidding.
Who's recording secretary? Patty? Is there any other applications? No.
Patty.
Well, Patty,
Yes.
Patty Hawkins will continue to be our recording secretary. Thank you, Patty, you've done a fantastic job, like
Thank
always. Sergeant at Arms, I saw him yawning a while ago there. Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Darrell Ward. Okay, moving down to new business. Mr. Secretary.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Item number A is a presentation certificates to Choctaw language or Choctaw School of Language teachers.
Okay. I have Miss Jessica Dean Nottingham and Miss Jessica Shaw. Are you two ladies present? Are they? If you don't mind, would you meet me down at the podium, please? Clarification. Jessica Shaw. Jessica Nottingham. School of Choctaw Language is pleased to present Jessica Shaw, Jessica Nottingham, Tribal Council for Tribal Certification. Jessica will graduate with the both Jessicas graduate with the third cohort apprentice program. They are currently serving the School of Choctaw Language staff as a high school Choctaw language teacher. Jessica Nottingham. So.
Stand up, please.
Shaw, right? Okay.
Thank you.
What the, language teacher?
Angie.
Angie.
Come on.
Hey Patty, some of their families here too.
Oh, y'all's families are here? You guys want to come on? Let's get everybody. Thank you.
Move it along, right along. Oh, hang on. Got a cramp.
Pickle juice.
Anybody got any pickle juice?
There is some back there for real.
No doubt. That's right, yeah.
That hurt. Okay, new business, Mr. Secretary.
Council Bill B, approval to dispose of surplus assets. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion, we vote on this council bill.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Questions, comment?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Councilman Ward.
Purpose or need of this council bill, the Choctaw Nation has capital assets that are broken, obsolete, have exceeded their useful life, or simply no longer have a use to the nation. This bill asks for approval to dispose of furniture, fixtures, or equipment with the cost of $368,624.24, a net book value of $10,452.92, and a fair market value of $0, including all listed inventory that is attached. This bill furthers the nation's strategic goal of strengthening financial growth and economic sustainability by safeguarding of assets through providing operational efficiencies. Assets that are disposed of with this bill will reduce repair and maintenance costs while also providing funds back to the internal service, leasing, and/or general fund. That is all I have, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Councilman Ward. Any further comment? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward,
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Terry Thompson.
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr.
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill C, approve application for FY 2026 Tribal Injury Prevention Cooperative Agreement Program, TIPCAP. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion, we vote on this council bill.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Councilman Carr.
I'd like to read the need for this council bill. It is to approve the application to the United States Department of Health and Human Services, Indian Health Services for fiscal year 26. Tribal Injury Prevention Cooperative Agreement Program, TIPCAP. Its funding is available to federally recognized tribes or tribal urban organizations to implement focused, community-based injury prevention programs and projects using evidence-based strategies. This grant program will continue to meet the nation's strategic goal of supporting service delivery to improve quality of life for tribal members by focusing special attention on injury prevention activities through the education and implementation of safe use of seat belts and proper installation and use of car seats. That's the need for this council bill.
Thank you, Councilman Carr. Further comments? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Perry Thompson,
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr,
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill D, approve a service line agreement in favor of Oklahoma Natural Gas Company, a division of One Gas, Inc., on land held by the USA in trust for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma in Bryan County, Oklahoma. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion, we vote on this council bill.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions or comments?
Yes. The purpose of the council bill is to approve a service line agreement for the relocation of a gas and line meter in favor of Oklahoma Natural Gas Company, a division of O&E Gas Incorporated, on land held by the USA in trust for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma in Bryan County, Oklahoma. It will be located at the Judicial Center, located at the southeast quarter of Section 6, Township 7 South, Range 9 East. It shall be for a perpetual term so long as it is used for its intended purpose. This bill is necessary to move the gas line and meter from the southeast corner of the Judicial Building to the east of the building so that the Judicial Center can expand to the south. Appraisals are not required for service line agreements.
Thank you, Councilperson Mabry. Further comments? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Perry Thompson. James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr,
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill E, approve demolition of 3915 South 9th Avenue in Durant, Oklahoma. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion, we vote on this council bill.
Second. Second.
Oh. Motion made, seconded. Questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. The purpose of this council bill is to approve the demolition of all buildings, fencing, and ancillary structures located at 3915 South 9th Avenue in Durant, Oklahoma, in furtherance of a pending trust application. Trust application process has been halted until the demolition is completed.
Thank you, Councilperson Turner. Any further comment? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner. Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Perry Thompson.
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr,
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill F, approve the FY 2026 annual tribal budget of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion, we vote on this council bill.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Questions or comment?
Mr. Speaker, if I could read the purpose of the council bill.
Councilman Dillard.
To approve the FY 2026 annual tribal budget in the anticipated amounts of revenue being $3,066,173,907. Operating expenses, $1,906,287,194. Maintenance capital expenditures, $48,440,948, with cost of goods sold at $689,811,376, with net revenue from operations of $421,634,389. That's the amounts for the budget this year.
Thank you, Councilman Dillard.
Mr. Speaker, I'd like to also, again, and I know this council, everybody feels the same, Yako Key for all the SEOs coming today and Assistant Chief for presenting the budgets, to the public, for everyone to understand the, the magnitude of our budget. I mean, it's not a small number, it's huge. It's a huge responsibility, and appreciate all the hard work that each of y'all do in your divisions to oversee those divisions and the continued growth of the Choctaw Nation.
Well said, Councilman Dry. Any further comment? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Perry Thompson.
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr,
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill G, approve the application for Head Start one-time nutrition and healthy eating funds for FY 2025-2026. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion we vote on this council bill.
Second,
Motion made and seconded. Questions, comment?
if I may read the purpose, Mr. Speaker.
Councilperson Wood.
The Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma Head Start program serves children at the ages of 3 and 4 from low-income families and provides comprehensive services to children and families in education, disabilities, mental health, nutrition, health, social, and family services to help prepare them for public school. The Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma Head Start proposes to utilize the one-time nutrition and healthy eating funding to provide updated and necessary kitchen equipment. Further, the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma Head Start proposes to utilize the one-time nutrition and healthy eating funding to provide upgrades and equipment to ensure the highest standards of food safety, preparation, and storage for the children and staff that are served. For example, the nation is requesting a garden school kit for each of the 17 Head Start sites across the reservation. That is the purpose, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Councilman Wood.
If I might add
Yes.
something. This is so, I'm 64, about to be 65, and a long time ago, for you, Yab, a long time ago, we didn't have the Head Starts. And so as children of families that they weren't exposed to things, so they were behind when they started school. And this is such a good program because now our Choctaw children and families have an advantage to the Head Start prepares them. Not only do they teach the Choctaw language, but they provide food and education for their family. So it's a stronger, healthier family unit. And this is a very important program that we have. And I'm very proud to say that it's all, 17 centers across the state. And if you get across our reservation, and if you've never been, they love to have visitors to come to read or come to see the activities they do, growing gardens and teaching them about different skills that are needed in the school system. So, Yako Key.
Thank you, Councilman Woods. Motion made and seconded. Any further questions, comments? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Harry Thompson. James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr.
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill H, a resolution naming Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma delegates to the National Congress of American Indians. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion we vote on this council bill.
I second it.
Motion made and seconded. Questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Councilman Tom.
If I may read the purpose of the council bill.
Yes.
The purpose of the council bill is the resolution is to name John Hobbs as delegate and Megan Jones as alternate delegate to have a voting role and responsibility on behalf of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma at the National Congress of American Indians, 82nd Annual Convention and Marketplace. These nominations are important to determine tribal unity and tribal political goals across Indian country. Further, these nominations give the nation a voice nationwide and in the same room as many other tribal nations. And so the strategic goal of this, Mr. Speaker, is the resolution fulfills the nation's strategic goal of protecting and promoting tribal sovereignty by placing Choctaw tribal members and Choctaw Nation leaders in political positions here. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman Tom.
Mr. Speaker, they're in attendance today as well.
Mr. Hobbs and Ms. Jones. Oh, there she is. Okay.
And if I may add, Mr. Speaker.
Councilman Tom.
So I think Councilman Dry and I had talked about this a couple months back, but the National Congress of American Indians, it's the NCAI. It represents all Native tribes across the nation. So again, to have people like this from Choctaw Nation on these committees and at these meetings is a good standpoint for us as we move toward the future. So again, we appreciate the opportunity for them to be on this for us. Thank you.
Well said, Councilman Tom. Any further comments? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner. Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom,
Yes.
Harry Thompson,
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr,
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Council Bill I is a resolution for nomination of Dr. Evan Whitley to serve on the U.S. Department of Agricultural Tribal Advisory Committee. Mr. Speaker, I make a motion to vote on this council bill, and Dr. Whitley is in attendance today.
Second.
Motion made second. Questions or comment?
Mr. Speaker, the purpose of this resolution is to support the nomination of Dr. Evan Whitley for appointment to the United States Department of Agriculture Tribal Advisory Committee as a representative of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Being more than qualified, Dr. Whitley's educational background includes a Bachelor of Science in Range Management, Master of Science in Range Nutrition, and a Doctor of Philosophy in Beef Cattle Management and Nutrition from Texas A&M University, as well as a Master's of Business Administration from Southeastern Oklahoma State University. Previously, Dr. Whitley worked for Texas A&M University, the Noble Foundation, Dakota Beef, and the Noble Research Institute. Presently, Dr. Evan owns and operates Whitley Ag Services, a contract research and consulting company, and is the Executive Director of Agriculture and Natural Resources for the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. In his current role, he is responsible for the management and strategic oversight for agricultural programs to ensure operational, financial, and environmental success. This Tribal Advisory Committee, established by the Agriculture Improvement Act of 2018, is established to advise the Secretary of Agriculture on matters relating to tribal and Indian affairs. This appointment, if approved, would fill a seat at the table for the Choctaw Nation for a national committee via a secretarial appointment. The strategic goal is this resolution fulfills strategic goals in the subheading of the legislative agenda of getting Choctaws appointed to political positions under the heading of Protect and Promote Choctaw Sovereignty and Culture. And Mr. Speaker, I'd just like to add, Dr. Whitley is very qualified for the position, and I don't believe we could have found a better guy to represent the Choctaw Nation on this board.
Thank you, Councilman Bohannon. I might add, he is forgettable, though. Any further comment? Vote.
Speaker Williston,
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom,
Yes.
Harry Thompson.
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr,
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Whitley, for your willingness to serve. Appreciate you.
Mr. Whitley, I got kind of ahead of myself. Can you stand and let everybody look at you? There we go. Thank you for accepting the position. Okay,
That concludes the council bills, Mr. Speaker.
thank you, Mr. Secretary. Other new business, kind of got ahead of myself a while ago, a little earlier, and we had the young ones in attendance today, and that's the YAB group. I'd like for them to stand and tell us who you are.
I did.
Don't stand all at once.
Halito, my name is Sarah Amos and I am from the Crowder chapter. Halito, my name is Zoe McClard and I'm from the Crowder chapter.
Halito, my name is Johnny Copeland. I'm from the Colgate Yab chapter.
Halito, my name is Tessa Jones from the Clayton Yab chapter.
Halito, my name is Emma Copeland. I'm from the Colgate Yab chapter.
Halito, my name is Lily Zerka and I'm from the Colgate chapter.
Halito, my name is Grace Kearns and I'm from the Atoka Yab chapter.
Halito, I'm Eden Wilson and I'm from the Atoka chapter. Hi, wait, let me start. Halito, my name is Sierra Hopper and I'm from the Atoka Yab chapter.
Halito, my name is Chastity Busby, and I'm the advisor for the McAllister, Wilburton, and Crowder chapters.
Halito, my name is Alora Vinoy, and I'm the advisor for the Atoka, Colgate, and Clayton chapters. Yokoki.
Are y'all all getting along after bottom bow or whatever they call that in Colgate and the Atoka? Bottom bow, yeah.
Who's that big kid to your left over there in that corner? All right. Thank you guys for coming today, and I hope you listened and learned a little bit about what the Choctaw Nation does for everyone. It's really interesting. I encourage you to get involved with the Choctaw Nation, see what's going on, stay up to speed, because it's a fast moving engine. Trust me. All right. Any old business? I hear a motion for adjournment.
I make that
Councilman.
motion.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
No,
you got.
don't do that. Rescind your motion. I need to say something. Geraldine Isabel is 91 years old. She's had a birthday Thursday. Please stand up, Geraldine. Yeah. I would like to say that for you, Yab, and anyone else, Geraldine is one of our most active seniors in District 6. She's 91. She can fix anything, sew anything, make anything, tell you what to do to make anything. And we're active in parades, Halloween, Easter. We just had a senior bingo last night. She's very active. She speaks Choctaw. She has wealth of history. If I believe all of us, wherever you are, our elders such as Geraldine, we need to learn from them and hear their stories and not forget. And she's very special and valuable to us. And she never misses a council meeting to know what we're doing here. So Yoko Key, and we love you.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Speaker, if I may.
Councilman Tom.
Just real fast again, SEOs, we appreciate the opportunity of you to get the thorough information out. And so, again, we thank you for what you do from the tribal council side. So thank you again.
Okay, adjournment has been.
Mr. Speaker, I got one more thing. Kind of going back to old business now. Next Saturday, we won't be here in session, but I just want to wish my wife a happy anniversary. It'll be 28 years.
He looks too young to be 28 years married to you.
She's still living the dream.
It's a nightmare.
Give her a medal.
She needs a medal.
Medal. Okay, again. Motion been made and seconded for adjournment. Vote.
Speaker Williston.
Yes.
Tony Ward.
Yes.
Eddie Bohannon.
Yes.
Jess Henry.
Yes.
Jennifer Turner.
Yes.
Jennifer Woods.
Yes.
Joey Tom.
Yes.
Terry Thompson.
Yes.
James Dry.
Yes.
Anthony Dillard.
Yes.
Robert Carr.
Yes.
Regina Mabry.
Yes.
Okay, as we stand for a closing prayer, I'd like to welcome everybody back next council session. Everyone is welcome. So with that, closing prayer, Chaplain.
Yes, before I say the closing prayer, I want to, if you notice, we have two new council women. We forgot to welcome them today. This is their very first council session, Regina and Jennifer, and we're very happy to have them serving with us on council. Father, we thank you, Lord Jesus. We thank you for answered prayers. And Father, we thank you for this time together, Lord, that the work that is at hand, Lord, that you would continue to direct us, that we would follow, Lord, the plans that you have for our great nation. And Father, may we always lift up our elders and respect them, Father, and learn from them and learn from the ways that they have experienced and what they know. And Lord, we just thank you for our YAB and our youth to be here, Father, so that they would listen and learn as they lead our future, Lord. And Father, we just thank you again, Father, for blessing us, for being with us, Father, and for your protection against the evil one, Father, in the world. And Jesus, just be with each and every one as we go about our ways, Lord, and the business, Father, that we have at hand, that we continue to know it is such a privilege, Father, to serve and to be able to stand here right now, Father. And we thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.